All right. Today we're going to be starting a new show. I want to start this show because it's new. um, Something a little more present than The Walking Dead that came out forever ago. I kind of want to do this show as in addition to The Walking Dead, and do this show like 1 day a week, Walking Dead 2 days a week, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, I honestly don't know anything about this show besides that it takes place in Japan. That's it. So excited to see kind of where we go from there. I don't really know anybody in this show or anything of that nature. It says it's based off a novel. We'll see.
Rich, having gone round the world.
Okay, so they're Dutch. Well, yeah. They're sailing on behalf of the Dutch. It doesn't mean they're Dutch. They're just sailing on behalf of the Dutch.
5 ships when we began.
Just like Christopher Columbus was like, I think he was a Spaniard, if I'm not mistaken. But he sailed through, maybe I have it mixed up too. But he's not from where he sailed from, you know, who he represented, I believe. If I could be just blowing shit like smoke out of my ass too. I could just be wrong, so.
That would be a coward's way out.
Okay. So are we on Japan? Or is this just a someone? Christian. I don't know if he's technically a samurai, but like the helmets are always so awesome, and like, you know, those helmets that they wear. I don't know if it's technically samurai or not, but yeah, I think that, yeah, and see how like decent his teeth are. White people, the scariest thing imaginable. It's a joke. It's a joke. I think they're just Dutch traders. Chapter 1, Anjin. Maybe. Don't know if that's how you say it or not. No idea. Those are these hawkers? Or whatever they're called? Is that like their hawk? Or, oh no, maybe not. I thought maybe with the hat in front, like they were like, you know, like someone... A falconer. Falconer, not a hawker. A falconer. Could be. Could still be a falconer. Oh, yeah. Seems like they might be. Are you talking about the Falcon? Or about someone else? You know? Like one of those things? These guys give off bad guys vibes. They give off, these are the bad guys. That right there is one of my favorite, like, Japanese accents, where it's the, oh, you know, the deeper voice. I love that shit. That shit's epic. Okay. Lady Oshibas? That dude's angry. Then I am in yours. That's a cold line right there, man. That's a great line. Oh yeah, that was good. I like him. I like him. I hope he don't die. I feel like he's going to. But He's gonna kill him for prosperity, like, you know, to show. Seppuku. Seppuku. Yeah, he seems like he's the one actually scheming, probably behind the scenes, to take from the hair and shit. This guy gives like Ned Stark vibes a little bit. Not the older guy, but the leader. Ah, does he get like foreigners' help or some shit? Oh, were those his people that found the ship?
Really think it'll work?
What were they going there for then, I wonder? Is this what was the name of the episode? I don't remember. But is that her? Anjin or whatever it was, Anjin. Japanese were no joke back then, man. All about honor, seppuku. Like, honestly, like to this day, there's still a lot of honor there, but not as, you know, obviously as much. But yeah, they were fucking hardcore. Look at all the shit they did in World War II, man. They were fucking gnarly, and like not in a good way. Like gnarly and like that's fucked up. Like what was it, Unit 731 or some shit, something like that. Like performing human experiments on like Chinese and American prisoners of war and shit. They were hardcore. So I assume she kind of had the same thing probably done to her before. That's where she kind of gets it, you know? This show's nice too, because with The Walking Dead I know some stuff, right? No idea what happened to the show. I haven't had anything spoiled for me. So, this is going to be a lot more fun. They were hardcore back then. All miscommunication because they don't speak languages. Alright, sorry about that. There was a noise, so I was looking to see what it was outside, but it was my neighbor's house. God damn. Okay, it's good. This guy's kind of saying like,
We'll be all over this continent soon. Go back in your style, pick up your arms.
yeah, they're trying to keep the fucking anyone else from going there. Yep.
八重千代様、手習いに遅れてしまいまするぞ。心得ておられると存じますが。
ご機嫌うるわしゅう大王院様。
大老たちを味方につけるために、石郎殿は一体どのような密約を交わされたのや。
So they know. And so is that the hair who he was just speaking with, I'm assuming? Yeah. Minowara. I don't know much about that. Maybe they were like bloodthirsty, like fucking the worst of the worst, and he's like one of the first ones that isn't, maybe? This feels like Game of Thrones Japan edition. A little bit, like they're all vying for the throne. Those who don't want it usually make the best one. Good point. You're like one of the last bastions to protect him, kind of. Oh. Oh, he's gonna boiling pot him. Is he the first, like, cuck?
Heard a man screaming last night. It sounded as though he was in terrible pain.
This guy sounds like Russell Crowe.
Well, listen, if it's amenable to either of you, I'd very much like to.
Does he eventually learn Japanese? I gotta hear his voice speak Japanese. He sounds like Russell Crowe. Like, I'm thinking of, Russell Crowe from Man with the Iron Fist more. Like, that's what he sounds like. I'll maybe put in a little clip here to show.
But I'm not here for rest. I should like a private room with a bath, a view of the main road, a bottle of that liquor, and 3 of your finest.
Oh. So they're all part of the same clan, or whatever they call themselves. But the leader is like a... the leader's kind of like the opposite of kind of the rest of these fucks. Like, where this guy's kind of like very brash, very like honor bound, like, you know, typical. Like, he's not like any different thing weird from the time, you know? What is this ship from? Oh, it's okay. Yeah, it's homie. Got him there. Oh, I thought that was going to be the end of... This felt like a while, too. I think it's like an hour long, this first episode, but... How's he going to tell him to row? He doesn't know the word. They're gonna notice he has English, like, Western sailing techniques, and they're gonna be like, huh, because that's what they're kind of after, right? They're after like this, like, Western style weapons, boats, and stuff, and they're kind of saying like, oh, this stuff's a little more efficient. Maybe we can learn and better our, you know, what we got going on by implementing some of their stuff, you know. And then if they find him, Rodriguez will put in a good word for him. I bet. That just feels like that's what they might be thinking, you know?
Wrong.
I mean, honestly, like, you could even say, like, if he was, like, this bastard, how easy would it be for him to just toss those 2 guys over? He's honorable. Is that the end? No, still not the end. You think it's going to be the end? Yeah, he seems like a kind of like he's different than like the status quo of like Japan at this time. It seems like, at least what the show's kind of portraying. You know, don't know how accurate it is or not. No, he does not want the Portuguese in on it because they keep telling lies and like trying to get them to like say no to this guy. That was a good line. That was a really good line. I like that. He's the spy. Do they fall in love? Feels like they're kind of prepping that. Black. Wow. I see the hype for the show. I see it. That was a really good first episode. Really kind of draws you into kind of what's going on. I still don't know really anyone's names. I don't know if like maybe it'll take me a couple episodes before I really get it. A lot of exposition in that episode. Yeah. So he's a Spaniard. So they are trying to get. It sounds like maybe like the rudder is like the big thing that like separates like the Portuguese from the Japanese, that's why the Japanese use like, it's more rowing motion, like a rowboat, as opposed to a rudder that, the Western world more uses. And the whole idea that like Portugal, or the Portuguese, I don't know if it's just Portugal, but the Portuguese are basically like keeping Japan a secret from the like Western world. And, keeping all the riches and just everything to themselves. That's a very, and I know this, I don't know how accurate it is to actual like world events or not. Yeah, it even says like now that I'm reading it, it's exempted at the dawn of a century-defining civil war. So, yeah, so I hope we get some nice battle scenes and stuff too, man. There's gonna be a lot of politics and hopefully some awesome fights. Hopefully the choreography is real nice and stuff later on. But yeah, it's interesting. That there's that like, because yeah, without rudders, maybe you can't sail oceans, so that's why they're kind of locked into like the region that they're in, as opposed to in more Western countries they had rudders and these bigger, like, I don't know if they're necessarily bigger ships, but more ocean faring ships as opposed to like river, lake, seafaring ships. So that seems like that's the big like kind of point is if like this I think it's Yoshi, the main good guy. Well, maybe not the main good guy, but like the leader of like that was at the beginning when he was like with the 3 or 4 other lords, and like he has the princess or whatever her name is, or the queen, whatever, I forget what her title was, but they have her like locked up or like kidnapped, as they said, and whatnot. But it seems like King Mor is protecting the heir to the throne of the late Shōgun, or maybe there was no Shōgun. I'm not really entirely certain on that. But yeah, so it sounds like he's trying to protect this next heir and like kind of make sure everything's okay and not let these other 4, which are already kind of setting up this whole like getting the battle started. Like they're trying to take care of this guy because it sounds like it's a lot like Dune. Where the Emperor wanted to get rid of House Atreides because they were becoming too powerful that they could almost go after the crown. So that's kind of what it seems like they're doing the same here. And like I assume like maybe this seems like a common thing throughout history. You take care of the competition before they realize that they're competition, or before they become strong enough that they can overtake you. It'd be interesting to see. I assume Cosmo Jarvis is maybe the white guy, the Dutch, the Englishman sailing for the Dutch, I believe, I think it was, or whatever. And it seems like, too, when they're speaking English, they're actually speaking Portuguese, but they're doing it in a way so that way we know what they're saying, I think, is kind of how that's all playing out. So they're not speaking English, I think it's just in English, so that way we can understand it, but they're, in your mind, imagine they're speaking Portuguese. So, yeah, that was a really good first episode. I don't know if I'm going to watch, like, just dive right into the second one now. I'm probably going to edit up the first one first and go from there. I kind of want to do a couple more episodes of The Walking Dead today, too, so we'll see. But yeah, that was really good for the first one. Enjoyed it. Looking forward to seeing where it goes from here. Have a good one.